Hello, everyone. Respected official of the IMCCRT 2020, the organizer, the coordinator of this conference, uh, the review committee of my paper, my fellow participant of this conference, a very good day. My name is Gautam Huidrom of Rajiv Gandhi University, Arunachal Pradesh, India. I will be presenting a paper today. The title of my paper is Examining the Reliability and the Validity of Online Learning Readiness Scale in India. So let's get into the detail of the paper. The introduction. Uh, as we all know, we are in the midst of this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. It has a huge influence of education. We have known it, personally, as we all are in this field, and even from the home. It has affected every level of education. This paper, however, will be targeting on the university level, but the effect is at all levels, from kindergarten to all the way up to university students. The move from face-to-face medium of instruction to an online environment has completely changed the way how we teach our students. So this has brought a lot of challenges for both our educators and students also. So under this context, this paper has been prepared, has been trying to figure out some of the aspects and issues related to pandemic or the issues related to this pandemic and education. So the research question. Well, one of the foremost questions that we should be asking, or we should be asking, or I am asking, this paper is asking today is, are the students ready for online education? So what are the factors that contribute to the readiness of students in an online environment? So this paper will be examining the reliability and validity of online learning readiness scale in Indian context. The original scale was previously first validated and developed by Chen et al. 2020. That is the name of that is the authors who have come up with this scale. So that scale will be validated, and the reliability test of the scale will be look will be will be assessed with the Indian population of university students. So what is the conceptual framework of this scale? Well, the online readiness scale is a multi-dimensional construct, a Latin construct. It has five factors, namely computer internet efficacy, self-directed learning, learner control, motivation for learning, and communication efficacy. Computer and internet self-efficacy relates to the confidence of students' ability to use computers and internet and so on. Self-directed learning, as I've already said, as we move from face-to-face to an online environment, most of the learning are self-directed because you don't have the instructor right in front of you. So a lot of has to do with student comfort uh, in in having an attitude of self-directed learning. Then learners control, what kind of agency does the learner has in terms of ability to learn on their own, to to look into the syllabus, to have a control over the syllabus, develop his own learning process, and so on, and motivation to learn. And since we're not in a typical regular classroom with friends and fellow learners in the classroom, motivation to learn on his own is very important factor to assess whether the student is ready for online learning or not. And finally, communication efficacy. Under communication efficacy, we're talking in the online context, the ability of the students to communicate with students, fellow learners in efficient and effective manner. So that's what we are talking about. So we have is a Latin construct of online learning readiness scale with multi-dimensional construct consisting of five factors. So based on which this scale was developed, It has 18 items, and that is the instrument that will be testing its reliability. And to method, how do we do it? Well, we're going to do it by CFA, confirmatory factor analysis. The OLRS scale of item will be tested using CFA. We expect non-zero loading items on their respective factors. uh, we'll also be assessing the model fit indices, the goodness of fit of the model in the Indian context. And obviously we'll be looking at the reliability using composite reliability to assess um, the uh, uh, the reliability of the items on the scale or on the factors. And construct validity. Under construct validity, we have two tests for validity. One is the conversion validity, and another one is the divergent validity that we'll be testing for this particular scale. So after doing those analysis, and these are the results that we have in front of you. First, on your in my left hand side, we have the measurement model of the scale. So it depicts a multidimensional latent construct of 5 factors with all its items loading, having a non-zero loading on its respective uh, factors, and we see no cross loading on any of the factors. So we can say that, as far as from the diagram, that the model looks okay from our point of view. And if you look at the other tests for the model fit, first of course we have the chi-square test, and under chi-square test we expect a non-significant value. However, it is significant over here, but from previous studies we know that as we increase the sample, we usually find a significant value in the chi-square. So for that reason, we have included additional fit indices, model fit indices for example, the CFI, TLI, RMCA, and GFI, the goodness of fit. GFI, the goodness of fit. It's almost around 0.9, and all the others numbers also looks within the acceptable range. So we can, with with uh, with certain conviction, we can say that this model indicate a model fit in the Indian context. And when we come to the reliability and the validity part of it, we have the reading for composite reliability. All of them are above 0.5 and 0.5, and which indicate that the interrelatability of the items to the construct is significant. And so thus we can say that it is a reliable instrument or a scale in Indian context. And then coming to the average variance extracted, which gives you your conversion validity. All of them are, except for two, which is on self-directed learning and learning control. You have all other are above 5, but even the two, when you compare that, when you do a holistic comparison with the composite reliability, the numbers are within acceptable range. And coming to the discriminant validity, the discriminant validity is depicted along the diagonal line in the bold number. It is compared against the coefficient correlation of the factors, and all of them are significant and they are within the acceptable range, indicating the discriminant validity of the scale. Now, well, so what is the conclusion? The conclusion, well, the goal was to assess the reliability and validity of the OLRS scale in the Indian context, and we found it to be it is reliable and valid as far as after conducting the tests. And we also found the model fit to be within the acceptable range with the Indian sample, indicating that the scale is could can be an effective tool to measure online learning readiness in the Indian context. And thus, we can say with reasonable confidence that the OLRS is a reliable and valid instrument for the measurement of readiness for online learning of university students in India. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you everyone for listening to me. And if you have any questions, direct the questions to me. Thank you. Thank you.